see you though.
Oh, that's great. Well, hold on. I'm trying to figure this out.
We learn as we go.
Oh, can you see me now, boss?
No, just your icon.
Oh,
Like you getting ready to minister a
man.
green toll.
Hold on.
Yeah, tap camera. Hit your icon and tap camera.
Wait a minute.
Okay, what about now, boss?
There you go.
My bad. I'm
Now you're good.
I'm the
Now,
slowest with technology. It takes me longer than anybody else.
where are you headed? You going to a game?
No, I'm actually just going back upstairs. I got a game today though. I have an ABA game.
Oh yeah, what time?
4 o'clock.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, just working. How about you?
Just relaxing. I had a game yesterday. Today I'm off. Worked out in the morning.
I did. I went and got my little workout on this morning as well. I was kind of like slow, but I still got it in, man. I had a really good high school game last night. I had Louisville Male, which is one of the best teams from Kentucky. They played Pike High School, who Jeff Teague's the head coach now. So it was a good game.
So you're Indiana by the Kentucky border. So you work a couple
Yeah,
of states.
the team from Louisville actually came up here to Indy area and worked and played. They do a thing at Brownsburg High School. It's called Sneakers for Santa. They get donations for sneakers for kids that can't afford it, and then so there's usually like 5 games. So I had a pretty good game though.
Anybody give you any crap?
No, last night no teas. I think I've given one this year.
Would you say people treat you a little more respectfully, knowing that you're a household name?
I think so. But I'm gonna tell you, I probably feel the same way you feel. If you take your craft seriously, you work your ass off, people respect you. I think you have less of issues to deal with, but there's always going to be issues to deal with as a referee, regardless of how experienced you are and how respected you are. But I've had a pretty good run.
That's good, man. I've enjoyed. I've been highly entertained watching your content. It's must watch internet TV.
You
So
know
I want
what?
to give you respect for that. It's been very fun and enjoyable to watch your stuff.
And I appreciate it. One of the hardest things is, when this social media stuff started coming out, it's that for people to realize that I've been doing this for 23 years. You know what I mean? And I ref at a decently high level, and that I'm not just a YouTube referee or a social media referee. But no, I've enjoyed it, man. I think sometimes the content has actually been helpful, and sometimes it's been funny. And a lot of people said, even like up to NBA players have told me that they enjoy hearing what we really talk about sometimes, when we're in a game or between games in summer basketball or whatever. So it's been fun, man.
Funny, when you reached out to me, I just start getting ideas. I'm like, what would it look like if me and Ref Rob collaborated? And I'm like, well, it would be what he does and what I do combined in a ball. So I was thinking I would come watch you work games. And you know how I give probably the most popular content I do is the post game feedback. I'll go watch referees work and then I give them feedback. But in this case, I'm not going to give you instructional feedback. This would be me just commenting on how like funny some of your one-liners to the players were being. So then I started thinking, let's make a hypothetical scenario, what that would sound like. So I got a few post-game notes for you. Tell me if this sounds like
Absolutely.
something you would say. What's my passcode on my phone?
You know what? I laugh at myself all the time when I forget sign-ins and I have to ask my wife to help me because I've got and I should make them all one. and then I still forget it sometimes.
Hold on a second. I got to get another device. All right, I'll be right back.
It's all good.
Honestly, I had notes written down, but I don't have access to it now because I'm using my old phone for those notes. But
Okay.
yeah, so it'd be like 15:47. A player came up to you, thought he got all ball, and you're like, you have to have a vertical jump of 10 inches or higher to be able to block the shot. You did not block that shot.
That is something I probably would absolutely say in summer ball.
Or like
Or
10
what about the screaming parent who, we do ignore until it's just like obnoxious or it makes me laugh so much that thinks their kid is going to Duke and he's probably not going to play D3. But that's another story as well. That's another funny one.
I know you see a lot of delusional parents, I'm sure, on the sidelines, right? 10:23, coach wants a foul on player 12. You say, coach, he shouldn't even get playing time. It's questionable that you even have him in the game.
That's pretty good as well. I think you've been practicing this.
At the gym this morning, started hitting me what you would sound. I was channeling my inner Ref Rob. And I think that's another reason why people like you and are attracted to your videos is because I think we all know like a Ref Rob from our association who just says it like he means it. And if we ever mic'd him up or followed him around, it would be like must watch.
The crazy thing about this is, did I ever like tell you how all this really started?
Briefly, you can give me the full version. Yeah, let us know.
It was so crazy. It was probably about 4 years ago, give or take. The years go too damn fast, but it was about 4 years ago. And I was reffing a high school game, and I actually had a college game that night. And the only reason I can remember this, but anyway, I'm doing the high school game in the afternoon, and I see a kid running around with a camera, right? And I just figured he was recording the game for for one of the schools. I didn't think anything about it. Finish that game. But I noticed I kind of could feel like the camera was on me a little bit, but I still really didn't think anything of it. Go do my college game that night. It was a Saturday. The only reason I can remember that is, I have a kind of like a Sunday morning routine if I don't work out. I watch ESPN, look at the scores. I'm looking at my phone, scanning for whatever. And I started seeing me running back and forth to music. And I was like, what? I was like, is this a joke? I thought somebody was like pranking me or something. And I kept looking at the video and I was just like, what? I was blown away. And so about 15 minutes later, somebody sent me a DM, and it was this young man named Cage McCorkle who runs this Hoop Edits website excuse me, I'm so sorry, who's actually my manager now. And he said, hey, I hope you didn't mind me doing this. It's just, I wasn't even talking. It was like just me, calling game, making calls, interacting with the coach. You couldn't hear anything I said because it was in the background was music. And the kid was like 17, and he said that he had this website and he has all these goals. And so he asked me, did I mind? And I said, you know what, kid, if it helps you, great. I didn't think anything about it. So about during that week, a lot of college players that I've officiated, and I do Pacer and Fever practices. So some guys from the NBA commented on it, and it kind of went viral. And that's how it started. That's how the whole thing started.
You say you have a manager now? You getting some good opportunities from this?
Well, yeah, I've had some opportunities and some chances to grow and expand in a couple of different directions, all due to officiating. And Now I don't know how familiar you are. I'm on a couple of these one-on-one circuits. So I'm doing all this one-on-one uh games that they stream on YouTube. It's really good players. Ty Lawson's played. Um Isaiah Briscoe, like a lot of guys have played on it. These guys that play one on one, they're really good at what they do. You have to get used to the rules, four dribbles, kind of like how much contact can they play through. It's really good basketball. It's just something totally different. I thought it would be really easy because we don't run, obviously, but the focus you have to maintain because of the physicality of the game is really similar to like pro basketball in half court.
You travel a lot for those. You
I
say you're in
did,
California one time, right?
yeah. I've been to LA with it. I've been to DC, Houston. So yeah, I've been traveling with it. I'm actually going to do one next month as well. So during the season, I've kind of tried to limit it a little bit more because my schedule's so full. But I enjoy doing it, and financially, it's not a bad avenue for me at this point in my career.
That's great. Happy you got some opportunities from this. What's your season looking like? What games are you working? Which levels are you working? You have
I
a
am,
full schedule.
yeah, I do. I have a full schedule. I work about 6 days a week, and this is I'm no longer really working on the college side. I kind of backed out of it because of this one-on-one things I'm doing. I still do ABA. I may do the TBL this year again, but mostly just high school during the season now. I still do pacer practices when they need us, but once the season gets going, we don't work very much.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm very content where I'm at. I wanted to make it to a Power Five conference. I wanted to be a Division One official. It just didn't happen for me. I've worked every other level of college basketball over the years, so now I'm very content where I'm at. The travel is a little less now, just doing high school around the area, and my fix for upper level basketball, I get out of the ABA, TBL, and when I do work for the Pacers, and now this one-on-one stuff I'm doing.
Bill Mormon in the comments. Two of the OG A team right here. We love Bill. Can he be the third on our crew?
Absolutely. We love old school guys.
Ray says he loves your honesty in the game. You should keep it old school like it should be. He likes your old school grit.
I appreciate it. The one thing I've learned about social media through this journey is the majority of the feedback I get is positive. And sure, there's always going to be a few people that's going to have negative things to say, and that's okay. When you open yourself up to this kind of like a forum or whatever you want to call it, you have to have it's kind of like officiating. We can make the right call and there's still going to be a stand full of people that don't know the rules that think we made the wrong call. So you just got to stand on it and, try to do the right thing, be a good person and keep going with it,
The Hustle and Umpire says two of my favorites. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Would
you.
love to work with either one of you.
Love
Would
to.
welcome them. And I say I'll work with anyone. It doesn't matter. I would never like cancel anyone off my list or say, I don't want to work with this guy. I have done that in the past, but part of the growth in the journey and where I'm at now is just I'm like the biggest champion for referees. I feel like I'm the biggest cheerleader. Like I got everybody's back. You're the worst partner. You call in my primary all the time. No doubt. I got your back. I got what you got. It's not an issue.
Well, you know this. We've spoken several times. I never really got a chance to tell you this, but on the teaching side of it, where I've watched you work, you do an excellent job, and I think you have the right. You're very positive, and I think you got the right personality for it. You have enough charisma for it, and enthusiasm, and you can tell. We've been doing this a long time, and I always say this: you can tell guys that are doing it just for whatever you want to say. We know referees that just do it for money that really don't love it. Unfortunately, there are guys like that. Obviously, what you're doing is so positive, and I enjoy watching you. I enjoy the teaching aspect. Actually got an opportunity to go to Hawaii in October to teach I've never ever taught a class in all my years. I've been a clinician many times, but I have never taught a class. And an association, a high school association, brought me out to Hawaii to teach a class, and I mean, I over prepared. And what I ended up with, it was great. The experience was great, but I I kind of complicated it myself. I had a lot of guys come in. I had like 23 people, but probably 17 of them were brand new. I had like 3 man. I over prepared, and I was able to kind of like think off the top of my head to go back to the very basics, and it was successful. So, and they've actually going to bring me back out there in March to help evaluate some of their officials in an AAU right after the season in an AAU tournament. I'm really looking forward to it because, like you were saying, it's just a different avenue for me. I've never done. I've been a clinician, but I've never like had my like, hey, this is yours. How you want to do it? You know. So, kind of looking forward to growing.
Yeah, you told me about that opportunity, and the first thing I could think of is where's the Hawaiian mic'd up Ref Rob content with you refing in a tank top and wearing a lei around your neck?
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. You know, I live in Indiana and it's cold as heck here all the time. So the Midwest. So you know what? You may see me in a tank top down there in March if it's 85 degrees.
Speaking of Indiana, we got our first camp coming up, Fort Wayne, Indiana, May 1st through May 3rd. How far a drive is that from you?
I'll be there 2 hours.
Oh, nice. You got to come make your appearance, Ref Rob.
I'm going to commit. You know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. That's my wife's birthday is on the 3rd, but I'm going to commit to coming down either the 1st or 2nd and spend some time with you guys because it's not that far, a couple hour drive.
That'd be an honor. That'd be awesome.
It'd be great. I would be very honored to, and I would feel very blessed to be there.
Yeah, it's cool. As it starts to get closer, I have a list. You know, I didn't create the list yet, but there's a lot of people I can reach out to and ask to come, you know, that are within a drive so that'll be cool once I could put more information out about who's coming. And absolutely. I'm happy we could add you to that list.
Oh, absolutely. Count me in.
Ken says, what kind of polish does Rob use on his head? Really shiny. I wanted to give you a compliment on your bald head too. What are you using? Organic coconut oil or cocoa butter?
You know, people say that all the time. No, simple body lotion. You know, I put it on my head just to keep my head moist. But it does shine a lot, guys. Especially off these little lights. I'm upstairs in my little man cave. But yeah, it does. I try to keep my head moist. You know, I'm not blessed with hair anymore, guys. So I got to make it look as good as I can.
You have an excellent shape. It's terrific. I mean, because I'm heading there eventually. Yeah. And I don't have a good head for it. So we admire people that do.
I tell people that all the time. I wasn't blessed with it. My hair didn't last a lifetime, but thank God I was blessed with the shape of head that I could get away with this because I've been doing it bald for a long time. And you're 100% right. Everybody's head is not like shaped to have a bald head, but I am blessed with what I got.
Bill Mormon, the worst part of basketball versus football now is I got to do my hair for games versus a hat. Oh, so he likes the sports where you wear a hat. I feel that.
Yeah, I can too. Absolutely. You know, for basketball, for being an official for basketball, I always said your appearance is important. You know, you have to look neat, and that's something I've tried to mentor some of the young guys in is, you know, just come in neat. Wear what you're supposed to wear and call it a day. So I'm going to tell you a funny story. I had a high school game Friday night, and a kid, young official, I think in his second year, forgot his pants. He tried to go buy some at a couple of stores and didn't have his size. So I walk in the gym in the first quarter, and he had some gray, I don't know if they weren't jeans, but they weren't like slacks either, and they were gray. And the kid felt so bad. And I told him, I said, you're here now. finish the game, and I said, it's just, you've learned a lesson. One thing about, like, if you're not going home after work before a game, check your bag. Check your bag. I felt bad for the kid because it wasn't a great look. I'm just gonna be honest, it wasn't a great look.
Wearing wool-colored pants on the
Absolutely.
court with the stripes doesn't blend that well. I hear you.
No. And then when you walk in the gym, that's the first thing you see. It's like, oh
The
wow.
only thing you see.
Only thing you see.
That's why I always bring backup pants, backup shirt.
Absolutely. My bag has 2 of everything as well.
I always keep my bag in my car because you never know when a game could break out.
I keep mine in the car every day unless I know that I'm going straight home before I go, which I have some opportunities to do that sometimes, but mine's usually in my car all the time as well.
Do you
Well,
think you will referee a game like D1? I remember hearing Rob spoken about which levels he's worked.
yeah. Do I think no, I think that's thing as a seasoned referee, you have to understand really where you're at a certain, like, if you're trying to climb the college level, this is my opinion. Some people will agree and some people won't. I'm not the dream killer, but after being on the court for 15 years, I had to come to the conclusion that, and the feedback that I was always getting when I went to camp was always positive, but you have to realize where you're at a certain point. And, Division I supervisors weren't looking for me at this point. Not that I'm not a really good official. It's just like age, what they're looking for. You have to be realistic. You never say never, but very few guys are getting picked up at the D1 level at my age. So, I had to kind of like pivot, figure out what I wanted to do. And I still feel like I have so much to give to the game, and I'm still in really, really good shape. I mean, I'm still able to run in with, doing NBA practices. So that's about as fast as you need to move. So I feel like, I've still got a lot to give, but I had to look where I was at and just realize the journey's different for different people.
Yep, I put a post out yesterday. Everybody's journey is different. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Don't compare yourself to upward, like people that are better than you, that you're looking where you're looking to go, and downward either, because then that gives you a false sense of confidence, right? So just focus on being the best ref you can be every single game, meaning you're coming to the game better than you were the last game.
That's so true. And one of the questions I'm asking, a lot of people just don't have enough information. People will say, well, Rob, how come you didn't make the NBA? Well, I would have loved to. But I said, first of all, we have to be realistic. I was on a podcast with Gucci on Ref Masters, and we both were laughing. We're like, you have to understand there are 75 full-time NBA officials in the world. 75. That's not a very big staff, man, for, like everybody thinks that, that they're going to get picked up. And the reality is they won't. But that's not a dream. If that is your dream, then shoot for it. I'm the first one that will support you. And if you ask me a question about how to move in what direction or whatever, I'll give you all the knowledge that I have. But, that's just not a very big staff, for the NBA. 75 guys.
It's the hardest staff to get on in the world. It's the best
Absolutely.
referees in the world.
And
long shot. It's a long shot.
It's a long shot. And the program is so different than it was 20 years ago as well. So you have to understand how the program works now. So
now, by saying it's a long shot, I don't want to not inspire anybody listening in who has those aspirations. You just got to put your foot on the gas and go as hard as you can for as long as you can, starting as young as you can, being in the best shape as you can, attracting other mentors who have followed and gone that route. So it's possible.
Absolutely, it's possible, and understand that it's like if that's your dream and that's the journey you want to take, then you're not going to be able to cheat the steps. It's like walking up a staircase. So there's going to be steps to it, and you have to be ready for each step you're going to take along the way.
Big John 77 was at your game last night. He said it was a pleasure to watch Ref Rob work last night.
Oh, I appreciate it. It was a really good game. I had a good time doing it. We had Pike High School. Just probably got 4D1 kids on it, and Louisville Male, really good team. And it was fun officiating size because Pike's like 6'9", 6'8", 6'7". So they got some big kids, and it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
Any plays from the game that stand out?
Have not watched the film from last night. I was really tired when I got home. Plus, I was watching college football, to be honest about it. There was a couple of plays I thought. One I got really early, and I think it was a good call that I made. Off the ball action, two hands on a big guy from Pike, displaced a male player, and I picked it up. And one of the things we talked about in our pregame was off the ball. Let's be very aware of what's going on off the ball. So that was a good call. We had a good basket interference call. One of my partners did. A good continuation call, fourth quarter on a dunk. So, yeah, I want to watch the film. I think I'm going to try to sit down tonight and watch the film of the game and just to see how he
Ref
did.
Rob watches a lot of his own film. Giving you
what?
props, Ref Rob.
I do. I try to. During the season, it gets a little bit harder, if you're working 6 days a week. I always try to watch the film back of my ABA, my semi-pro games, just to see what I could do better more than anything else. High school season is hard because sometimes they don't get the film out, real quickly. And I'm working every day. So, but I do try to watch it. And film is very important. And I know you teach that. It is so important because what do we always say, whether you're watching film of yourself from the night before or you're at camp, film does not lie. You cannot, it doesn't lie. So that's the thing I love about it.
Film doesn't lie most of the time if you have multiple angles. If you have multiple angles, film never lies.
Absolutely.
If you only have one angle, you may not get all the truth. But to your point, it's the only way to really have the self-awareness of how you did in the game is by going back and watching. You can go rep your game tonight. I could be your partner. We can go think we have a great game, but we don't have the full understanding if we do until we audit ourselves the next night on film,
Absolutely. You're 100% right. I'm going to give you an example. And it's not a great example of what we want, but it's a great learning example. About 7 or 8 years ago, I was put on a girls' high school game, very rival game, late. And I had a college game that evening. I know a lot of guys probably do high school in the afternoon and college at night. Well, a lot of guys around here do that work both levels. But anyway, to make a long story short, rival game. 2 ranked teams. 2 top 5 teams in the state. A lot of things going back and forth on social media that week. Make a long story short, working with a pretty decent crew. Another guy I was working with worked college side as well. And about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, we have a bench clearing brawl. When I'm saying bench, we had 17, 18 kids on the court. I don't know how many were fighting. I haven't looked at the films for so long, but at least 3 or 4 different altercations going on. And I thought when I drove to my college game that night that we did a good job on the game, as good as we could. When I went back and looked at the tape that week, I was, excuse my French, I was pissed off the whole week because I kept seeing things that we could have done better. And I learned more from that high school game than I've learned in a lot of games on game management, awareness. In a rival game like that was that high intensity that sometimes, not that we're getting out of our primary, just the off the ball stuff that we had to be aware of. And to be honest, when I went back and looked at it, I thought we did a crappy job of that aspect. Calling the game, the calls itself, we were on point. All the rest of it, we sucked. And I learned more from it than anything else.
That's all you can do. Learn from the losses.
Absolutely.
Bill Mormon wants to know what you say in your captains and coaches meeting before the game.
You know what? I've kind of shortened mine up a little bit when I am the or on the game, which I am a lot. Obviously, one thing one thing that came out for ISHA this week was the emphasis on keeping the shirts in. So I've been preaching that because I don't want to send the kid out. Obviously, let's talk to our own players that we practice with every day. If you listen to us, we'll talk you out of what we can. They came to see you guys play. I've gone through early in the season. I'll go through some of the emphasis that we'll be looking for. Retrieving loose balls, enjoying the moment. Coaches, same thing. Your boxes are marked. Sportsmanship starts with you guys. I will work my ass off for you. I will answer questions. What's our famous one? I will answer questions, ignore statements, and penalize insanity.
Oh, you're dropping that line.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. It's short and sweet sometimes, But, every game's different. Coaches are different. When you have relationships with coaches years, I think it is very I know how far a lot of the bigger name schools around this area that I work, I know most of the coaches, so I know how they work. And they know me that the psychology side that a lot of coaches use is not going to work on me at this point in my career. When they say something ridiculous, sometimes I just laugh and run down court, But just to maintain the professionalism as much as we can.
You get players in the pregame saying, "Oh, you're the ref from TikTok."
Absolutely,
all the time, right?
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It really is. I get so many young people that ask me to take pictures at this point, and I really do try to oblige them because I'm not comparing myself to an NBA player, guys, when I say this, but I know when I was a kid, if I could have gotten my picture taken with some of the Chicago Bulls, I would have been in hog heaven. So if I can make a kid's day, so be it.
I don't get that nearly as much as you, I'm sure. But yesterday, a fan was like, yo, ref, you on TikTok? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. A couple of times I was trying to give the captain's speech about some point of emphasis, sportsmanship, and they just totally disregard what I say and say, you're the ref from TikTok. And it's like, hey, that's not going to help you this game.
Not at all.
You're not getting any extra points from me.
Somebody just asked, what do the high school directors think of me being? I don't think they're thrilled about, I have a great relationship with, I have a good relationship with the ISHAA. The only thing I was asked by someone from the ISHA office is when I do get filmed in the summertime at AAU tournaments, not to wear my high school shirt. So I usually just to wear my college shirt or just a regular thing. I don't know what the issue is, but they asked me not to. I have plenty of shirts, so I don't have to wear a state association shirt, so that's it. But the rest of it, they haven't. No, they've been. I haven't had any issues. They know I work in education, so I think I'm professional enough. If somebody doesn't like it, I haven't. I can't post anything on my high school work. I can only post my travel. Oh, okay. Well, I different states probably feel differently, and I don't think my state is thrilled about it at times, but I haven't received any really negative, like you're not going to be able to work or anything, So Obviously, I would never put a mic on for a high school game or a college game or anything like that. Um, the ABA league I worked actually um, has been very supportive. I think they like some of the free media, free publicity, whatever. So that's been supportive. Somebody asked me on there, what did I think of the ABA game fees? Well, they're not enough. That's my answer to that. They should be higher, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Stop complaining about money. Just go work the game. If
I go.
you were assigned the game, you accepted the game,
accepted the
can't
game.
complain about it.
You know, that's what I always say. The same thing. If I accept the game, I don't complain about it. Sure, as officials, we all would like to make a little more money. It's okay, but after we accept the game, if you have the choice when the game's sent to you, decline, accept. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, how do you start ref in high school and higher levels of what level did you start at? What level did I start at? I started at kids. I think I started at like middle school, if I'm correct. And then I would do, travel ball, middle school. That's about where I started.
Who got you into reffing?
You know what? My kid was playing AAU, and I was really blessed that his team was sponsored. He was on a really good team, and obviously it was free for him, but it wasn't free for me and my wife to travel with him. And so the budget was kind of getting bent a little bit, and I officiated in college some Special Olympics stuff, and I always thought it would be cool. And obviously I played college basketball at an NAIA school. So just like a lot of other players, I was like, oh, this will be easy. I played, that's the thing that players always say. Oh, yeah. So I put that whistle on the first time, and I had like a middle school game, and I looked like every other person that first started. I was absolutely awful and thought it was gonna be easy. And for 2 years, I thought I was better than what I was. And then I started actually studying, working at it, taking constructive criticism better, all the things we need to do to be a good official, working on my mechanics, working on my play call. And whether I was doing, I started doing varsity maybe 3 years in, whether I was doing a middle school game, JV game, AAU game. I used to say a Division I official who was my mentor told me, he said, every time you go out, work on something, like get better at something. We want to get better at everything, but take one thing today and work on. What's it going to be? Are you going to work on your mechanics? Are you going to work on your play calling? What are you going to emphasize for yourself today to work on? You can work on your game management. And that's kind of like what I did. I worked a lot of, the one thing that helped me be able to adjust to the speed of the game. But I worked a lot of high level men's leagues when I first started, the first, probably 7-8 years. And a lot of the guys had just got out of college or, had played at pretty high levels. And that really helped me become a better official because a lot of guys don't like men's leagues because yes, they do complain. Yes, they do. It can be a headache, but if you work at it to get better, it helped me.
Oh, 100%. I tell that officials all the time. You have to get hard, difficult men's league reps where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel nervous, where you feel fearful, and go through all that and get really good at that and go through some wars with other partners that are in it, that want to get better too. And you work those games, you will really accelerate your skill set.
Absolutely. And a lot of guys, I'm just going to come out and say it. They're just scared of it. They don't want to deal with it because, they think they'll have to give out too many T's. They're worried about what'll happen, whatever. And I'm like, you just got to go and work it.
Now, I'm not in the headspace where I want to work those games right now. I haven't worked a men's league game in almost 3 years now. The last men's league I worked was not safe. I was like, I'm done. At this point, I'm done. Someone's going to knock me out. Like, these guys do not like me. It's just not a safe setting. So let me give a Let me take a break. Let me step away.
I've probably been out of it probably about as long as you, about 3 or 4. I stopped working it. I worked Sunday nights, men's league for God, I don't even know, probably 12, 14 years. I was, yeah, I was working like a decent college schedule and I was still working Sunday nights men's games. And the cool thing about men's league is it ran, most of them run all year. Well, the ones here, they almost run all year round. So I would, in the summer, I would get my reps. So it really helped me. But I'm like you at this point. I wasn't fearful of the situations or anything because I know so many people. But I just got to the point when I went home after working it, and I had a headache almost every week just because of the complaining and the bickering and the arguing, and then dealing with me trying to continue to do a great job and be a professional. I just got to the point like the headache was not worth it anymore. But I got a lot out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for everyone, and I think it matters on where you are in like your career, your financial situation. But I would
Absolutely.
recommend it for the young and up and coming officials looking to really ascend up. That's a good spot to be in.
You know what? You made a great point because I'm not even gonna kid you. I used when my youngest was in daycare and after school daycare and daycare in the summer, I used to use my Sunday night checks to pay for daycare almost every week, like year round. So I was working those leagues like probably out of 52 weeks, probably like 45 weeks a year.
I stopped looking at my kids' daycare bill. I just act like it's not there.
Guess what? You know what? I'm glad I'm a little bit older than you because I don't even want to know what you guys pay now. I was mad when I was paying then, so I don't even want to know what it is now.
I mean, my wife handles the finances, but it's a premium.
It's not a bad deal at all.
One of the finest says, "Do you guys think refs that don't play ball are capable of officiating games?" Yes, absolutely. I'm sure there's NBA refs who didn't play high school basketball. So, you don't need any sort of experience to do X, Y, Z. Anybody could do anything. There's stories of, everybody achieving incredible things. What I will say is if you are a player and have been a high level player, then that's going to transfer up to you potentially being a high level ref. So you can be a better ref if you've played the game. But as long as you have some sort of sports background, you can make that transfer. Bill Belichick played D3 football as one of the greatest coaches of all time. So he didn't need to play D1 football to be a great coach.
I think me personally, and a lot of people have different thoughts. I think you just summed it up best. I think what helped me on the officiating side of playing was understanding some of the angles. When I really started taking it serious, I think that helped me and understanding the feel of the game. But that's about it because if you could be the best 3-point shooter in the world, and if your play calling's bad, excuse me, or you don't work on your play calling enough, however you want to word it, that because I can shoot a 3-pointer doesn't mean I'm going to have great play calling. Unless you work at it, and that's what you
work at it. Work. Absolutely. Everything is work.
It's work.
Gates wants to know how you deal with coaches and players who argue every call. Are they even going to get a chance to argue every call before?
That was my thing. First, that was my next statement. I'm not talking about every call. So
you're not doing that today, Rob. That's the line you're hitting them with, aren't you?
Absolutely, I'm not. And you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. And this may be on me, and I may need to get better at this after all these years. My patience level, when I do work summer basketball now, I work on Saturday and Sunday. When I do work, I do the first 3 games in the morning, no more than 4. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I am not answering a lot of questions at all. I mean, I'm still professional, but like, let me just be honest.
You're still waking up.
My patience level for those first 2. Oh no, we're not going. You're not. I'm not answering a lot of questions about plays. I've made the call. I'm not changing the call. But no, any seasoned official, and I think you'll agree with me there. We're not going to. Well, first of all, You can ask me a question respectfully once about a play. I'm not answering it two more times down court. I whacked the coach last year because he wanted to talk about a play three times down. I'd been down. I was trail, and I'm right in front of his bench. He asked me about it. He asked me a question. I gave him an answer. He asked me the next time. I told him I was done. He asked me the third time with a little more attitude, and I whacked him, and he was down for the game.
He was down for the count.
Down for the count. I'm not. No. If you sit there and you're going to talk to a coach about a play three times, or you're going to listen to players that are arguing, you're not going to officiate the game. How are you going to officiate the game? So you have to be strong enough to warn them, whack them, whatever needs to be done at that time. No, that's not what we're going to do. And I don't think any official that has worked enough is going to do that either, whether they're up and coming or veterans. I mean, you have to, the court is yours.
Court is yours.
Court is yours.
Yeah. And you know we allow too much. You
Absolutely.
know referees take a beating and they just accept it as, you know, that's normal. That's acceptable, right? So my thing is, once it becomes a pattern, you got to address it. A pattern is two. You argue two calls, you have to say something now. And you have to get to them early. We're not waiting till the third quarter, not waiting until the fourth quarter. You should attack early in the first quarter if they come out the gate arguing calls.
If you got a coach that's complaining in the first quarter and you don't address it, and he's not questioning, he's just complaining about every call that he thinks is not going his way. If he's doing that in the first quarter, if you don't address it, what do you think he's going to do in quarter 2, 3, and 4? All you're going to be doing is answering questions, not answering questions. You're going to be ignoring ridiculous statements. So Friday night, I had a really good game, and I'm going to give you an example. I really like both coaches. One coach was working a lot harder than the other coach as far as trying to work us. My partner made a call. He was trail. I was slot. He reported. The coach stomped from one end of the bench to the other. I know he's a very passionate coach. Could I have whacked him? Absolutely. But you know what I do?
Passionate or unsportsmanlike? Because we got to be able to draw the line.
That is true. I'm going to say very honestly, it was very close in the middle. I could have, either way I handled it, I think I would have been good. So what I did was I came from the slot because my partner did not, and that's not a knock. Maybe he wasn't aware. He was reporting the foul. But I got it from the slot. I went straight to the scores table, and I put down a warning. And he looked at me. You know what he said? Thank you, Rob. I was like, yeah, because I could have whacked you. I very much could have whacked you. And if my partner would have whacked you, he would have even been more justified because he was right there. But I came across the court and got it and addressed it. And you know what? No more issues with him the whole game. He was great the rest of the game. But you have to address it somehow. So either assess the technical foul, put a warning down, and if he goes overboard again, then you could handle it in. So either way, I felt and it was a rival game as well, which we don't care about, but I do think the intensity in a rival game is always going to be a little bit more. So you have to be conference game, rival game. Your antenna's got to be up.
I watched a coach yesterday kind of, I wouldn't say erupt, but was shouting at one of my partners and just taking up too much time with how long he wanted to talk about a play. My partner was allowing it a little too much. So in the third quarter, after watching the coach shout at my partners and kind of mishandle my partners where I thought we should have had a stronger response, coach then, for the first interaction that I had with him in the game, shouts at me. I said, please stop shouting at me. He said, but my guy's getting hit. I said, that's not a respectful way to communicate. He said, you're right. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And then that was it. And then there was a timeout. My partner rotated over. He talked to my partner. He apologized to my partner. He said, tell your partner I'm sorry. I don't really shout like that. It won't happen again. And there was nothing said the rest of the game. Sometimes coaches just want to see how much they can get away with. And Absolutely. If you're going to do something about it, The second you do something about it,
You're
they
good.
back up, and that's it. Most of them. So
Yeah.
we have to have the strength to be able to intervene and engage them with the sportsmanship rules.
Absolutely. Bill, that was a great line as well from the SEC guy. Yeah. That was a great line.
You said Bill?
Yeah, Bill, yeah, he had
Oh, I see the comment. Yeah.
yeah, he was making a statement that somebody from the SEC had said that when coaches put S in the game, it's our responsibility to flush it. So in so many words, and I just said that's a pretty good line.
Let's get into some more comments. I know they're coming in. Sincere says you look like Dana White. I can see that.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Mhm.
But I promise you, if I had about as much money as Dana White, I probably would. I would still be doing something.
Still reference.
Yeah.
Still ref. You like it too much.
I love it too much. You're right. I think my full-time job I might have to give up, but I probably will never give up officiating. Long as my legs can go, I'll have something to do with it.
I'm gonna ref till I'm 85. I'm trying to go the whole way. I want to be in the best shape I can and be in like my 80s, still like having younger refs look up to me like, do you see this guy work? Can you?
You know what? That's my goal as well. And when I've told a few people that, they're like, Rob, you're nuts. I was like, yeah, but you got to really love it if you're going to do it that long. And I can tell you do as well as I. During the season when my high school college season's over, I'm always like, hey, it's going to be nice to take a nice little break. And about 2 weeks after that, I'm like, damn, I'm ready to get on the court again. I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Then I'll say, oh, I'm not going to do any summer ball for a month or 5 for 6 weeks. And then 2 weeks pass and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to get on the court. I'm just ready. Yeah. Oh, thank you, real life. I appreciate you saying I did a good job last night.
And Lamar says Ref Rob's my boy, and he gave you a flex emoji.
Oh yeah. When is it, Lamar? Okay. I
know you know a couple Lamars.
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't know if it's Lamar Peters. Like Lamar Peters is on that one-on-one seat. He played for Mississippi State. Unbelievable player. Like, I mean, mad game. You ever had a chance to officiate? Would you? Oh, if I ever had the chance, absolutely. Absolutely. Rob, I think Lamar would beat Nas if they checked up. That would be one hell of a one-on-one game, my man. You're asking me about those guys are on that one-on-one, sir. They're really good. Let's talk philosophy with the high school flop rule, defensive flop. Do y'all call blocks or flop? I'm gonna let you go first, and then I'll chime in after you.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just scrolling through. Touch on.
Defensively, if it is an obvious flop, I have no problem calling it. If there's a little bit of contact on a defensive block, or I can go with a flop, depending on the situation. I can go either way. I do go, if there's some contact, I'll probably go block. But if I feel like it's just a flop, I'll call a flop. I mean, I don't call a lot of flops, but I mean, I have no problem calling a flop. It's a rule.
Yeah. Don't disregard any rule. Like, don't be emotional about, like, you hear refs don't call 3 seconds. Like, I get it. We're not gonna sit here and call multiple double fouls. I'm not telling you to call simultaneous fouls. But a flop is in the rule book. It should not be part of the game anymore. The game has been trying to get flops out. NBA has done it, NCAA, men's, women's. Now high school is doing it. It's always been in the high school game. This has always been a rule, but no one has called it. So the last 2 years, NFHS has done a good job of bringing it as a point of emphasis, saying, hey guys, this rule is in the game. We're going to re-clarify and now make it a warning and then a technical foul. So if you're 100% that the player flopped, call a flop. If you're 100% it should be a block, call a block. But don't put flops on what should be blocks and blocks on what should be flops, and then it gets all messy, right? If you think a player is faking being fouled and trying to deceive you, then that's a flop. I'm calling it.
Me too. Same way. I have no problem with it at all. I think I think it, it's a call that I think we should put more emphasis on training, in my opinion, because I see a lot of people at the high school level um, struggle with it. I do.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know if it's the focus or the rules still being relatively new. It's not new; it's 2 years old, like you said. But I still see a lot of people going with blocks when maybe they should go with a flop. You know what I mean? But like they're reluctant to call it. Let me say that.
Or yeah, fearful. We're just scared to make
Yep.
those calls that brings more attention to us, like a flop, a technical foul, like an intentional foul. How often are we scared to upgrade? We're always talking ourselves down to
Yep.
contact.
Yeah. Do you believe every high school association or every high school state, I'm assuming that's what you mean, needs a shot clock? Mm. Well, it's not really for me. I'm not on the rules committee for Federation, but me personally, I like the clock, but I would like to see a clock. But I think that's to go. There's how many states are now? Is it 17? Is it 17 are using the clock? I think. Am I right?
I'm not sure about that
Not
number.
sure either, but I know it's less than half. I don't know. That's a good question. I think I'm going to say it in my state here, Midwest. I think we would struggle with the clock a lot because I don't know where everybody else is, but we have a lot of older officials that probably would quit if we went to the clock. I do believe that. Um,
Oh, so you don't have a clock? You guys
no,
you're stuck in
Indiana.
the olden days. It's like the
Yeah,
olden days of basketball.
I agree. Now, me personally, I love the clock. I would love to see a clock. Yes. I just don't think. I think Indiana will be one of the last states to get one. My opinion. Um, yeah. So no, we don't have one here. I wish we did, but we don't.
Who's the Illinois ref who wears his championship ring all the time? I didn't know there was a ref who
I know who you're
had a
talking
great
about, and I
name.
can't think of his name. I do. I've met him before. Yes. I don't know his name.
Does he wear multiple rings? That would be kind of fire if he had like multiple
I
championship.
haven't seen him wearing multiples, but I know he's worn one. I haven't. Yeah. That's a little different. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. I've met him before. Can't think his name. Um, but do you guys have a clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to have one. You know what? I would like to. For me, if I had anything to do with Federation, I would like to see a restricted area. I don't like taking I don't like the fact that you can take a charge under the basket. That's my opinion. And I'm going to separate it on especially on boys side because I think the kids are too athletic that there's a very high chance of an injury when someone takes a charge right under the basket. Under when you're in the restricted area, my opinion.
One of the major rule changes between high school or rule differences between high school and college is definitely that
Absolutely.
restricted.
So I would love to see Federation go to that.
You got somebody in the comments. I think you can help out. He's looking for games in Indianapolis. You should contact Ref Rob after the stream here. I'm sure he knows many assigners.
Yes, you can hit me and I can point you to many assigners and let me know the level that you're working now and what you're trying to accomplish. Send it to my DM me and I will do my very best to get you going in a direction that can benefit you.
Look at that. We just helped out Shane Barker. He's a new ref. Starting at the youth level. He's struggling to find games. He's in Indianapolis.
Well, buddy, I can send you because I'm going to tell you what they need a lot of officials that they have a lot of things that you can start off at.
You watch next Saturday, Shane. You're about to be working a 4-bagger with Ref Rob.
He may not be working with me because I'm but I can definitely get you going somewhere. I promise you that. Oh, never understood why the restricted area is painted in high school courts, but they don't use it. Because it's not a federation rule. Don't ask me why they do that, why they paint it on some courts. Uh, Good question.
Damn. Ref Rob's getting questions about Lamar Jackson's career. They really value your football takes.
Man, I love football. I do football, but I don't do high school anymore. I just do some kids in middle school. I enjoy it, but I don't do Friday nights just because, when you have a schedule like we have, like during basketball season, I work 6 days a week. To be very honest, Fridays before the season start, I try to do something. I'm married, so I try to do something with date night with wife.
Oh. How does your wife think of your overnight success?
Um, Kind of blown away by it. To be honest, she teases me a lot. She's the one that can tease me. So, but yeah, she's really surprised as well. It's just like sometimes we go places and people stop me and she's like, "Is this real?" I'm like, "I guess so, buddy." What do you want me to do? Yeah.
You're in your man cave. Let me ask you, when you have your boys over, I bet you your boys are not surprised by this.
No, some of them not. But yeah, I got a pretty comfortable little man cave, nice sized TV on the wall, and we sit back and watch the game. Sometimes get a good laugh about a game that we've worked or whatever. Uh, it's my little spot. My wife just left to go shopping, so you know how you have one of those days. So when we do finish this later, I can before my game, I'm gonna put my feet up, watch a little bit of NFL, and not have to hear any noise whatsoever.
You have a child in the chat. Carson says Ref Rob raised me.
Carson, I'd have to see his
You got
picture.
kids you don't know about?
No, oh well, no, we're not. No, he probably should have said, "Yeah, he helped me a little, or he tried to help me, or whatever I did." Yeah, no, I can. No, I am through. All my kids are grown now. My youngest daughter is finishing up her internship at IU. She has been blessed to work for IU football and basketball. So she's in hog heaven today with IU beating Ohio State yesterday. So I'm very blessed.
We had to make this a fun time, so we gotta keep it light. Paul, I want to come to a camp next season. I've learned tons of lessons from your clips. Any camps near Colorado? I mean, Fort Wayne is kind of near Colorado, closer than it is to New York, maybe not.
Absolutely.
But listen, we started our clinic in Connecticut. That grew to Indiana. I do see it moving around the country and being a little, portable, where we can go to any state and do a clinic or camp. So I'll let you know if we have anything closer to Colorado.
Man, you guys do a great job. You do a great job. I look so forward to when you guys are in Fort Wayne, so I can see you. It's gonna be fun. Have you guys ever ref females, and do you have to do it slightly differently? I've never worked women's college side. I worked men's college side, but I do work high school girls. I don't know how many games I do a year, maybe 20. Maybe more. I don't even count them anymore. But do I ref them differently? That's a good question. I think it's a different game. There's things that obviously guys can play through that women don't. But if you're an official that takes your craft seriously, you enforce the rules the same way. The rules are the rules. There's no difference between girls' high school rules and guys' high school rules. Games, same. Is it played the same? No, obviously it's not played in the air as much. I mean, you have to use your common sense. But no, I mean, I try to officiate the same way regardless. That's the sign of a really consistent official. I try to teach and mentor some of the younger guys that, when you ref an AU tournament game, officiate the game the same way if you want to get better. Um, you know, people that ref it by time, you know, it's going to be hard to get better, in my opinion. You know, have we all done that before? Absolutely. I'm not a hypocrite. Should we? No, you should officiate. If you want to get better and you want to be an official and you want to have a chance to grow in this game, then when you go out on the court, you officiate the game the same way and you enforce the rules the same way. The rules are the rules.
I got a couple lines that you say in your videos that I really get a kick out of. You were like, that wasn't even close, baby. That's not even debatable, baby. I love that line.
That's one of those early morning. Yeah, you know, I always say, you know, what gets me is like when a kid or a coach asks me, you ask me about a play that's not even close. Like it's not even a good question. Ask me about something that's a close call, that's a 50-50 call that could go either way. I'll give you the answer. You might not like it, but don't ask me about an obvious call. It's a foul. It's a double dribble. It's a travel. It's out of bounds, whatever you want to say. It's an illegal screen.
And then when they roll the ball at your feet, throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. I'm not going to bend over and pick it up.
Early in the morning, doing multiple. If I'm doing multiple games, you think I'm going to bend over to pick the ball up because you can't bounce it to me or throw it? No, I'm not doing that.
It's not respectful, too.
Not respectful.
And I got a sore back, so I don't want to be bending down.
And I got 2 more games.
I'm just kidding. My back feels great. I feel elastic.
Hey, there's this new place in Indiana. I don't know if I'm sure you guys got something similar there. It's called Stretch Zone. Oh my God. I recommend it to all officials.
Yeah, they got stretch gyms opening up here too. I think Stretch Labs, maybe we got one in here.
It's probably the same type of facility, man. I'll tell you what, they stretched me and made me feel about 10 years younger.
Rob, let me say bye to my girls real quick. They're getting ready to leave, and then we'll wrap up in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Bye, guys.
Okay, but want to manage the game. I didn't see the first statement. I'm sorry.
I'll be out in 5 minutes, all right? All right. Oh, sorry about that. Girls are getting ready to go. I got my son in the other room.
Oh, it's all good. How do you deal with a team whose play style is a lot of screens, often illegal? It's a legal screen, call it. I mean, it's a rule, you know. That's one of the things I will say when you work NBA or anything to do with pro basketball, especially NBA, G League, whatever, NBA practices, they get away with illegal. For whatever reason, there's a lot of screens set at that level that are not exactly legal. And I'm not criticizing NBA officials because they're the best of the best. But the game is just played a little differently. But if I have a high school or college game or whatever I got an ABA game today and there's illegal screens going on, I'm going to call it. Especially I'm going to get it early because I think if you get teams that are setting multiple illegal screens early, they will stop. They will adjust to you because, I mean, it's a rule, right? I mean, so call it. If it's an illegal screen, call it. But I tell you what I don't like is when you get a crew and you haven't called any illegal screens all game and there's been multiples that you've let go and then you call one inside 2 minutes. I think that is poor officiating. Because if you would have called one in the first half or called a couple that were illegal early, then it would have made a big difference. I don't, you know, if you have a crew and you haven't called any illegal screens the entire game, and unless it's just blatant, you call one inside 2 minutes, I mean, it's just not a good look for me.
Like, I feel like travels, illegal screens, a couple other calls, it just have to be obvious because travels and screens are action in the game that happen very frequently.
Absolutely.
Every time a new player catches the ball, we're looking at the feet and determining if it's travel or not. That happens hundreds of times a game. How many screens are set throughout the game? A lot.
A lot.
Right? So we're making that ruling a lot. So it just has to be obvious. I feel like they should jump off the page. There's a lot of in-betweeners where you're like, it's close. For me, I got to be 100. When I'm 100, I blow the whistle.
I got to be 100. That hip's got to be way outside your body. You got to be leaning into it with a shoulder, and there's got to be some contact there where you are preventing the defender from playing defense. Or you're impeding him to the point where he can't play defense.
Mm-hmm. Ross said we recently had a ref say they could move on a screen. Our coach was told to read the rule book. We never want to give that response to a coach. Go read the rule book, right? That's going to show our ego. That's not a professional thing to say. And I've done screens can move. A screener can move.
Absolutely.
But he can't initiate illegal contact while moving, and it has to be set when there is. Has to be stationary when there is contact. Yep. So you can't move during the contact.
Exactly. Where did the 3 seconds in the lane go? Well, it's still a rule.
Yeah, and if they stay in the lane for more than 3 seconds, call it 3 seconds.
There you go.
I haven't called one in a while, but if it happens tomorrow,
I'll call.
What do you think about like telling players to get out? I used to always do that. Get out, get out, get out. I'm doing way less of that nowadays.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think players are staying in the lane that long, but I don't tell players. I don't talk players out of fouls very often.
No. And then the other thing, too, is I think one of the reasons they're not in that lane as much is, I don't know, I just see so many teams running all those spread offenses. So, like, your big man is maybe not as traditional as a big man as it was, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Now Hodge wants to know how he can find an actual high school rule book online. I would go to NFHS website. I'm sure you can purchase it there. I know they do show portions on their website. I don't think you need to be a ref to be able to purchase that book. You should be able to access it on that site.
Yeah, I think you can get them online. I see them camping every game. Well, I don't know. I just, if it's 3 seconds, they should call it. I mean, it's a rule.
What else you want to get to, Rob?
You know what? Before we get off here, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on with you. I've enjoyed it. I respect you to death. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep watching. We'll definitely continue to stay in touch and definitely link up this spring, man, in Fort Wayne.
I appreciate that. Let me know if you got any, mentees or young officials in your area that you think would be a good fit for our community.
I
I'd
will.
love your recommendation with them. Send them my way.
Absolutely will.
Best of luck to you, man. We'll be watching and rooting for you, and I can't wait to see you this May.
Hey, can't wait. Talk with you soon.
All right, peace.
All right.